But they are not without cause. Dharmas are neither existent nor non-existent. Not both existent and non-existent. To refuse to accept these theses is what is called the middle way. That is why dharmas are like the reflection in the mirror. 10. Like a metamorphosis manifestation. Appearance. The 14 minds of metamorphosis are: in the first dhyana, 2 minds, viz. that of Kamadhatu and that of the first dhyana. In the second dhyana, 3 minds, viz. that of Kamadhatu, that of the first dhyana and that of the second dhyana. In the third dhyana, 4 minds, viz. that of Kamadhatu and those of the first, second, and third dhyanas. In the fourth dhyana, 5 minds, viz. that of Kamadhatu and those of the first, second, third, and fourth dhyanas. These 14 minds of metamorphosis accomplish 8 kinds of nirmana. Reducing to the size of an atom, enlarging to the point of filling up space. Becoming as light as the feather of a crane, exercising sovereignty by growing bigger, shrinking, lengthening, narrowing, etc. Possessing the indrabala, the power that surpasses that of humans, being far distant and coming close, making the earth shake, obtaining whatever one desires. Being single and becoming many. Being many and becoming single, passing through stone walls, walking on water, walking in space, touching the sun and the moon with one's hand, transforming the 4 great elements, i.e. changing earth into water and water into earth, fire into wind and wind into fire, stone into gold and gold into stone. There are 4 other kinds of nirmana. In the realm of desire, substances can be transformed by means of herbs, precious objects, and magical means. Beings endowed with the superknowledges can transform substances by their magical power. The devas, nagas, asuras, etc. can transform substances by means of the power of retribution of their previous lifetimes. Beings rewarded in a lifetime in the form realm can transform substances by the power of concentration. These imaginary creatures are not subject to birth, old age, sickness and death. They experience neither unhappiness nor happiness and thus are different from humans. This is why they are empty and non-existent. In the same way, all dharmas are without arising, duration and cessation. This is why they are compared to nirmanas. Furthermore, the products of nirmana have no fixed substance. Only insofar as they arise from the mind of metamorphosis do they have an activity, but they do not truly exist. It is the same for human lifetimes. For origin, they have no cause. They come from the minds of the past existence giving rise to the existence of the present life which is absolutely without reality. This is why dharmas are compared to a nirmana. When the nirmana mind has vanished, the manifestation vanishes as well. It is the same with dharmas. When the causes and conditions have disappeared, the fruit disappears as well, for it is dependent as is the product of nirmana. Although they are empty of reality, the nirmanas can cause beings to experience joy, hatred, sadness, suffering or confusion. In the same way, although dharmas are empty and unreal, they can cause beings to experience joy, hatred, sadness, fear, etc. This is why they are compared to a nirmana. Moreover, the products of metamorphosis lack beginning, middle and end. It is the same with dharmas. When the nirmanas arise, they do not go anywhere. When they vanish, they do not go anywhere. It is the same with dharmas. Finally, the nirmanas are pure like space. They are not attached to nor defiled by sins or merits. It is the same for the dharmas, for suchness, the true nature or the summit of existence is itself always pure. Thus the 4 great rivers of Jambudvipa, each of which has 500 tributaries, have their waters polluted in various ways. But when they flow into the great ocean, they are perfectly clear. Question. It cannot be said that the nirmanas are empty. Why? Because the mind of metamorphosis on which it is dependent comes from the development of a samadhi. It is with this mind of metamorphosis that all kinds of nirmanas are realized. Whether it is a man or a thing, this nirmana has a cause and produces an effect. How can it be empty? Answer: we must repeat the answer that we have already given with regard to the shadow. Although the cause and condition of the nirmana exist, the result, viz. the nirmana, is empty. It is as empty as the speech that comes out of the mouth. Even though the mind and the mouth produce this word, it does not exist by the fact of the mind and the mouth alone. The object designated by this word may just as well exist as not exist. If we talk about a second head or a third hand, we cannot say that this head or this hand exists even though they arise from the mind that conceives them and the mouth that speaks of them. Thus the Buddha said, "By examining that which does not arise, one is freed from that which arises. By being based on the unconditioned, one is freed from the conditioned." Although the non-arisen Dharma does not exist, it can play the role of cause and condition, and it is the same for the unconditioned. Although the nirmana itself is empty, it can itself give rise to a mind. As with the other 9 points of comparison, magic show, mirage, etc. It can engender all sorts of minds even though it does not exist. Furthermore, the nirmana cannot be included in the 6 causes and the 4 conditions. As it is not associated with them, it is empty. Finally, empty things are not empty because they are invisible but because they lack true activity. This is why dharmas are compared to a nirmana. Question: any dharma whatsoever is as empty as the 10 points of comparison used here in the sutra. Why does the sutra limit itself to these 10 comparisons and not give as example mountains, rivers, stone walls, etc.? Answer: although all dharmas are empty, there are differences among them. Emptiness is harder to see in some than in others. Here the sutra compares dharmas the emptiness of which is hard to see with other dharmas, e.g. magic show, mirage, etc. the emptiness of which is easy to see. Moreover, there are 2 types of dharmas. Those that are the object of an erroneous judgment and those that are not the object of an erroneous judgment. Here we are using the second type in order to understand the first type. Question: why are the 10 points of comparison not the object of erroneous judgment?